This is Braxton Cook, and I just did an interview with In My Concert Bag.
Good people, it's your favorite concert guy, Mark with the Q, and you are watching In My Concert Bag, The Green Room. On this concert vlog, I went to City Winery in Atlanta to check out two-time Grammy winner and Emmy winner jazz saxophonist Braxton Cook. Cook was in town in support of his latest project, Not Everyone Can Go. This multi-talented artist sprinkled his musical magic on the crowd, leaving Atlanta mesmerized at his gift. After his amazing show, I sat down with Cook to talk about his album, balancing his music career and family, and his thoughts on the state of jazz. So get comfortable and enjoy this one-on-one with Braxton Cook.
Get you to
Yeah.
No, you good. I love that. Can you scoot over just so? Because I just want to get
like
down.
that? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Easy.
You gotta promote, man.
Easy, bro. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So I'm Mark in my concert bag.
Amazing, yeah.
I appreciate you, man, for allowing me to do this interview with you.
Yeah, of course,
and
man.
stuff like that, and creating space for me to do it with you today.
Oh, dog, come on. Woo! Thank you, my brother.
So, got a couple questions because I know you're trying to get in and out of here. So, first of all, I want to say, amazing show.
Thank you.
This is my first time seeing you live. I have missed you several times when you came to Atlanta. So when I saw this today at City Winery, I was like, yeah, it's time to get a ticket to witness greatness today.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
So, what's the significance of your latest project title, Not Everyone Could Go? What is the message you're trying to convey with this album?
Several messages, to be fair. There's a lot of themes throughout. I think, like at least with regard to the title, Not Everyone Can Go, it just speaks to just the season of life I went through where I had to just let go of, certain relationships and team members and habits of, behaviors of my own that I needed to just kind of let go of and learn to work through. To kind of just make room for this this next step and next phase of life, you know what I'm saying? And it's been a blessing, bro. It really has.
Right.
It's been now I'm in a space of just got clarity, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm just feel a lot more focused and aligned. You know what I mean? I was doing too much, long story short.
Right. So from your 2023 release of Who Are You When No One Is Watching until now, how have you grown musically?
I mean, it's intertwined with how I've grown as a person because my music is very much autobiographical, you know what I mean? I write about my life, you know what I'm saying? So firstly, it's I had another child since then, you know what I mean? On the cover of that record is me, my wife, and August, my oldest, who's now 4. He was 1 at the time, you know what I mean? And now it's I got another boy. And I think the beauty of that is there was this period, I think when you have one child and you're a musician, there's still a bit of this juggling, you know what I mean, of trying to figure out, who's gonna watch the kid, who's gonna do this, you know what I'm saying? And then you have 2 and it's man on man, you know what I'm saying? And it really solidifies, I feel like your space is just a parent and your priorities. And I think there was a period where I was still trying to tour too much, travel too much, you know what I'm saying? And those things, that were some of the things that just wasn't working.
Right.
And I had to just restructure my whole kind of life and my career and actually do less shows, but more important and poignant shows, you know what I'm saying? And just structure my life around that. And it's been much better, more peaceful, you know what I'm saying? So that takes your question, that's how I changed, I feel as a person. And then musically, this record I think was just, it allowed me to just step even more into the improvisatory bag in the sense that a lot of the instrumental records we made up on the spot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So the first tune of the set tonight was a song called it started out as Mike's Interlude and then became Kingdom Come because his name is Mike King, the dude on piano. And we made that up on the spot in the studio. Okay. Funny enough, we recorded the album the day we did Good Morning America. So we were promoting the last album, Who Are You When No One's Watching. We did Good Morning America like, I don't know, 4 in the morning type, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we finished our day, we were done at like 7 or 8 in the morning. So we had a whole day, everybody already flew everyone to New York. So I was like, why don't we just go to the studio? So we went to the studio. I had a few demos, like Zodiac, Harboring Feelings. I had like 3 or 4 demos, my everything. And I was like, let's just play these and play to them and then like see what happens. And then wrote half the album that day.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It was just like special.
So the synergy amongst all musicians and you.
Also, this is fully post-COVID, whereas like my last album I recorded in 2021, so we were all masked up in the studios. It was a different energy. You know what I'm saying? We were like spaced out in booths, and this was like live room. You know, recording in 2023, 2024 was a different time. So I was like, the energy was more palpable. It felt like we were kind of back, if that makes sense, you know? Yeah. So the records just got a little bit more of that energy to it. And then also New York too. New York just got a vibe. As opposed to like LA where I recorded the other one. So.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So now, let me ask you this, because I always wanted to ask musicians that do the type of music that you do. Mm-hmm. So some songs on the album, you had lyrics to it. Some songs were instrumental, right?
Yeah.
How do you know which songs you want to be instrumental? How do you know which song is like, okay, I'm gonna lay my vocals and get another vocalist on here, and then still put the whole album together to tell your story?
I think it's partly the subject matter, you know. I think when it's a song that's super personal, like My Everything, or something that's about, you know, something literally like that would come out of like, let's say, a journal entry or something. I think those songs tend to be ballads because they just are like, you know, real vulnerable, I guess. And then I feel like, oh, well, my voice lends itself to that because I got a lighter tone, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, I've got other songs like Zodiac, you know, where when I remember I made that song and it started out riffing or singing it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But certain songs just, you know, it needs to have a harder impact. So then I know this needs to be an instrumental tune. Just because, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like my voice sounds more suited in the ballad space, and then everything else is like saxophone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though they all stem from my brain, it's still like my voice, but they cater to different energies, I think.
Right. I think that's interesting because I know for me, there's like 2 songs in particular, or 3. Yeah. You had Harping Feelings.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, let's get it out. And then to me, when you had Kingdom Come, although it was instrumental, it felt like to me, you know how you have that come to Jesus moment? It's like you was having a conversation with the young lady, and then the next song was like, hey, we need to reset for the weekend. And I was just like, okay, he told the story right there. Because when I listened to it, I was like, okay, so this must be when they're like talking. And then like, okay, let's reset.
So there is like I appreciate you even saying that. There is like this underlying narrative, 100% of working through some like relationship issues and stuff and problems, right? Like that is very present in the record. And that's funny you caught that 100%.
Yeah.
My Everything is like, it's about we'll get it back, just wait and see, you know, the future's bright. So it's like kind of where we hit the low point, I think.
Yeah.
And the Heartbreak Feelings is like unpacking those things because you're not saying what you mean.
Yeah.
Like you said. And then Kingdom Come is one of those instrumental records where I leave you up to kind of fill in the blanks of what that conversation is. Yeah. And then by We Come So Far and Weekend, we've kind of turned the energy around.
Yeah.
And it's really about refalling in love with whatever it is you're doing with your significant other. With like sometimes you fall out of love with what your job or your passion or whatever it is, and
with
it's about
with
yourself. It's about rediscovering that.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like a lot of that's been just gratitude, man. Like looking back on the things I've been able to do and being able to see and really taking stock of like how far I've come. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that shifts your whole mindset.
Yeah.
From like, oh, what else I want to get, as opposed to like, man, what I've already been blessed to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So that's the record was kind of speaking to that.
So you were speaking of you being a father and things like that. How do you juggle family time, life, and then creating? Because I know you said you kind of step away, especially when you had your second son, to kind of be the, you know, father, husband figure. How, what place do you go to create, like, your music?
Bro, I have a studio in the back of my house. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, we like, man, I'm blessed. Like, even to have a home in this climate is like, I know that's a blessing. We bought our crib in 2021, and I'm grateful to have that. I'm grateful to have that space. You know what I'm saying? To like, I put the kids down 8:30. You know, I can go to the back and go work on some music. You know, just for a couple hours. Yeah. You know, and to find out, like, structure is, to answer your question, like, structure is how I find the balance. You know what I mean? Okay. It's like a very strict, like, I don't really stay up past midnight. I be up at 6 with the boys and and my wife, and we get up early. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of try and stick to a routine and keep them on a routine, and everything works better that way. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I find my creative time by forcing myself to be like, all right, from 9 to 11 p.m. I can go outside and write. Or, of course, during the day, like, you know, I put it in my schedule, like, you know what I'm saying? I do my admin emails and then, like, work out a little bit. Then the afternoon, it's like, all right, a couple hours of, like, just creating ideas.
So mentally, where do you go to create? Like, with everything going on, like, mentally, where do you go to create when you're like, okay, this needs to be on paper, you know, recorded, and then for my fans?
Man, mentally, I just go to, like, I just try to have fun with it, man. I think I try and find that space, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of escape.
Yeah, exactly. And just get back to, like, you know what I mean? Just, like, finding the fun and the bounce in the music, whatever I'm making. And if it's something more, like, emotional, something I'm really trying to speak to, then it's like I need to sit there and write and free write. Right. And let my subconscious do the work. So then sometimes it'll be like, I just gotta write in my journal, whatever. And like, I've written songs like that. My song Gold from the other album, straight out of my journal. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stuff like that. My Everything was another one of them. Okay. You know what I mean? Where I'm literally just free write, venting, and I'm like, oh, wait a second, there's something there.
So when you're writing stuff, writing your lyrics, writing music, and then when you put out to the fans, sometimes are you intimidated? Like, I don't think I want my fans to know this side of me, or you just like, it is my duty as a musician, as an artist, as a creative, to allow my fans inside my world just a little bit, not all the way.
Of course, I think this. I think it's definitely like a little scary, a little nerve-wracking, a little like, dang, I'm really like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or dealing with themes of like depression and all these things where I'm like. Yeah, I felt the type of way about like sharing that a little bit, but I know that's where the good stuff is at, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I know that. There's a part of my brain that's like, I know this is like, this could help somebody, you know, because it helps me. Yeah. Just writing it or just making the music, it helps me like work through some of the stuff. Yeah. So I know that, but it definitely, it'll make me emotional sometimes doing a song. You know what I mean? Because I'll tap back into those like feelings. Yeah. So.
But that's true musicianship.
But that's part of it. Yeah. That's just what it is, man. Yeah. I'm blessed to even be able to have that outlet because so many people don't, and it comes out in other, unhealthy ways. So
that's true.
I'm grateful to have that outlet, man. Right. And when people hit me up talking about like, yo, that song, like, I'm like, that reassures me. It makes me feel like, all right, I'll keep doing that. Right. Because where we grew up, that's just like, you're not taught to do that, and it feels like scary for sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Especially for us.
Yeah. No, 100%. There's that. Plus, like, I think people see me, I'm like generally pretty chill, and I think people expect that all the time. Yeah. You know, or just to be happy or whatever, be chill. Right. But sometimes it's like, to deal with the other issues feels a little off-brand or whatever sometimes, but like you just got to be real. Right. At the end of the day. Okay. So I know what you're saying. It's a good question.
So my next question for you, I got three or two more questions. My next question for you is nationwide. They're getting rid of music programs.
Jesus, bro. Yes.
In schools and stuff like that.
Grants, funding, DI. Yeah, sure.
How do you incorporate music into your kids' life? Because the older they get, it might not be there. Man. And you as a musician, I know that's important to you. Super important. So how do you incorporate it in your kids' life?
Since August was born, it was like, just trying to put an instrument in his hand and just having instruments around. Like, I learned piano at like 4, just playing. My mom played some piano, and like that was my first instrument. And the way my parents raised me was like just like trying to expose us to different things. So like I said, I played like basketball when I lived down here. You know? did martial arts and jiu-jitsu and then music and and of course that's a privilege too because that shit costs.
Yeah.
But like that's how they raised me, man. And I got 3 brothers. There's 4 boys, and we all did different things. One brother did was a shortstop, D1, got a contract. I did music. 2 of us did music. Another one did business. Okay. And I know a lot of that is because of my parents' intention behind I'm gonna just show you all this stuff and see what sticks. And essentially whatever I started doing that they didn't have to tell me to do, they didn't have to tell me to practice.
Yeah.
That was my thing. And my other brother went in that, sports, and he was always outside. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to do that. You know what I mean? So it was that's how I raised August and Quincy. It's I want to keep. I got a flute, guitar, saxophone, all this stuff just out. Not my real saxophone, like a toy one. No way.
They can't play with the money.
Yeah, no way. But I'll keep the toy ones out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And percussion and stuff like that, and play in the house. I'll turn on music like this and just jam over it. So he sees me playing.
Right. So do they know you're a musician? Do they know
Oh, I pulled up to his class.
Dan is out here touring.
I pulled up to his music class, man. For Black History Month every year, I go to his class and I'm gonna go play and show the kids this is jazz. This is this.
Love it.
All the time, every year.
I love
it. So he's seen me in that regard, and then he came to my show at the Blue Note, and he was like, "Oh,
wow, that's awesome."
I'm gonna try and get him on stage or do something. He be beatboxing, he loves rhythm.
Right.
So I might get him up there and beatboxing and go into a drum solo or something one day.
Right. That'd be pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right. So your roster is long of artists that you work with, right? Yeah. What are some of the artists that you want to work with in the future on future projects?
Oh man, I still got so many. Like Kate Renata's on that list, Anderson .Paak's on that list, Pharrell's on that list, Tyler the Creator's on that list.
Yeah.
In that R&B space, I'm weird. Me and Ari Lennox from the same area, but we haven't connected yet, so that needs to happen. Smino, we talk, but that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Steve Lacy, that's another one. That shit needs to happen because I know some of the internet people, but that hasn't,
Yeah. I like that you had oh my God, her name escapes me. Mm-hmm. It's on your latest album. Marie Dahlstrom.
Marie Dahlstrom? Oh, she's a homie.
Let me tell you, I love her to death. So when I saw her on your album, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a really good song.
She popped out on the London show and it was crazy.
Yeah.
It went up. It was great.
She's love really to see
good.
Her.
She's really good.
Yeah, she really is.
Yeah, it's great. Loved it. I could just sit back and just let her sing. She's crushed it. She crushed it, man. It was dope. It was a very collaborative album, man. That's what kept everything so fresh. Just I let everybody else do their thing,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So just 2 more questions. When it comes to jazz, it's looked at to be in a box, right? But it's people like you, Robert Glasper, Vienna. I just recently saw him. It's like y'all are bending the rules on jazz. What do you feel about the state of jazz right now? And do you like the way it's going? Because for me, when me and my mom used to ride, and when I was growing up, she would play the traditional and the smooth jazz.
Oh yeah.
But now it's so much different. You incorporate so much other genres into making this new jazz sound. Yeah. And you're a part of it. So how does that feel to be a part of it, and what you think of it?
Man, it feels like I'm connected to something way bigger than myself, and that always feels good. It's like being a part of a church or something. You know what I'm saying? That it feels good to feel like, all right, I'm part of this history that's been here for hundreds of years, and we're helping to build this and work. And and your contemporaries are doing the same thing. So it feels like you're aligned on a mission of keeping the art form alive, but also still fresh. So that feels good.
Right.
But then I'll say to the first question, what's the state of jazz now? I don't know. It feels fractured in a way, there are different pockets, I should say. And I don't mean that necessarily in a bad way, just that there are different streams and it's, you know what I mean, different styles. So that's a very modern style, there's a very like the crossover kind of style, I guess, for lack of a better term, the world I think we're building out.
Yeah.
And I think it's still a traditionalist strain, you know, and I love to see that, bro. And I just want to see black artists being at the face of all of them.
Yeah.
Because that's still, you know what I mean? I love to see Samara Joy and, you know, cats just like pushing that and like owning that lane.
Yeah.
And Gregory Porter's and, you know what I'm saying? Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then like, Keon's and Theo's and Marquise's and Christian Scott's and all that, and like in that space, and myself, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? And then like in a more modern space, like Emmanuel Wilkins is incredible, bro. And I just want him to keep doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? And like Ambrose, who paved the way, and for, you know, in our generation.
Yeah.
Gerald Clayton and all that. Yeah, it's like they're different, slightly different worlds, but like still all stemming from the same thing, man.
Yeah, it's like a tree.
Yeah, and it also feels like in this era now, it's like there's just, because people want so much content and so much, you know, people are consuming at such a high rate. I feel like there's just less pressure to like really choose, where I felt like it used to feel that way.
Yeah.
Like it felt like such a big deal to sing on my record 10 years ago. People were like, "Are you sure? Bro, you're a Juilliard grad. You should do a straight ahead standards album." That people were saying that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? I did a monk competition. Everybody was like doing a modern jazz album, was like what was expected. Which, like, imagine if I just put out my instrumental songs, it would still do fine, but like it wouldn't have opened me up into like being a producer and writing for all these other R&B artists to help honestly make my life much more just comfortable.
Yeah.
And fun and true to like what I actually like to listen to.
Right.
So like, I don't know. Yeah, it just feels like less pressure now to have to choose. And now I'm like, I was talking to him, Mike, I was like, bro, we're gonna do a straight ahead record. We're gonna do all types of stuff this year.
So like that's more freedom now in
100%.
jazz, instead of being in the traditional box. That's what I like that you guys
I can jump around whenever I want, man. And at the end of the day, people will just respect it as your artistry, and it's not gonna be such a like departure of anything. It's just like he's just good. He's just talented.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneak in one question before I get to my grand question, my last question. How many reefs do you go through when you playing?
Bro, I need to go through more. That one it felt so dead. I was like, oh no. But I want to say in a week tour, just like 2, bro. 2. Nothing crazy. I just go between like 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
I mean, because you put in work, so to me in my head I'm like 10.
Oh right.
You know.
Sometimes you got to go through 10 to find one.
Right. So. I feel you.
Yeah.
So my last question for you is, when it's all said and done and you don't have any more lyrics or notes to give, what do you want your legacy to look like?
My family, man, my kids. I want my kids to be just happy, doing their thing, successful. And then like musically, I want people to be like, I want doors to have been open for other people that didn't feel like they could have done this, you know, and saw me and felt like, okay, like I can do this, you know what I'm saying, and inspire people to want to play music, you know what I'm saying, especially in this time where like AI is and everything, it seems like you look outside and everything is working against you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to look back and hopefully see other saxophonists and other people creating and doing things and be like, oh man, I was inspired by that. Like that would be cool.
Right.
That'd be real cool, man.
Okay. Well, Braxton Cook, I appreciate you, brother.
Man, thank you.
This was awesome. This was a good conversation.
It was great. I feel like we can keep
talking, but I know you gotta go to your next city.
We do, yeah.
From the beautiful trills comforting our soul from his saxophone to the mellow and sensual of his vocals, Cook is a true definition of breathing, living, and embracing music. I noticed even while chatting with him There was some type of rhythm oozing from him, either a tap of the foot on the floor or a hand pat on his thigh during our convo. There's some type of unwritten composition flowing through him. Check out his latest project, Not Everyone Can Go, available on all platforms. Thank you for watching In My Concert Bag, The Green Room. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all on the mic.